so faded. You know the roulette wheel.
The music world is mourning the loss of Rick Davies, the co-founder, lead singer, and driving force behind the legendary British rock band Supertramp. Rick passed away on September 6, 2025, at the age of 81, after a decade-long battle with multiple myeloma, a form of blood cancer. His passing marks the end of an era for progressive rock and leaves behind a legacy of timeless songs that continue to inspire generations. Rick Davies wasn't just the frontman of Supertramp, he was its heartbeat. Born in Swindon, England in 1944, his love for music started early when he first heard Gene Krupa's Drummin' Man. That spark grew into a lifelong passion that blended jazz, blues, and rock and roll. As co-writer and pianist alongside Roger Hodgson, Rick's soulful vocals and unmistakable touch on the Wurlitzer electric piano gave Supertramp its signature sound. Fans around the world know him as the voice behind classics like Goodbye Stranger, Bloody Well Right, and Rudy. But his legacy goes far beyond just a few hit singles. With Supertramp, he helped create one of the most recognizable sounds in rock history. A mix of catchy pop melodies, introspective lyrics, and innovative arrangements that set them apart from other bands of their time. Supertramp's rise to fame was not instant. In 1969, Davies formed the group in London, originally calling it Daddy, before settling on the name Supertramp, inspired by W. H. Davies' book The Autobiography of a Supertramp. The early years were tough. Funded by Dutch millionaire Stanley Meijersiges, the band struggled with their first two albums, which failed to find an audience. But Rick's determination kept them going, and soon everything changed with their third album, Crime of the Century, in 1974. That record was a breakthrough, reaching number 4 in the UK and putting Supertramp firmly on the map. Songs like Rudy and School showed the band's unique style, blending deep storytelling with ambitious production. Rick even included a personal touch by using a real train station announcement from London's Paddington, calling out a train to his hometown of Swindon. It was eccentric, heartfelt, and pure Supertramp. The band's biggest success came with the 1979 album Breakfast in America. Packed with hits like The Logical Song and Take the Long Way Home, it sold over 18 million copies and won 2 Grammy Awards. The record turned Supertramp into international stars and remains one of the defining albums of the late 70s. For many fans, this was the soundtrack of their youth, and Rick Davies was at the center of it all. But behind the music, there was also tension. Rick and Roger Hodgson had a complicated creative relationship. Both were songwriters, singers, and keyboard players, which sometimes led to clashes. Rick once compared it to two people painting on the same canvas, one wanting red and the other blue. Despite those differences, their chemistry produced some of the most memorable rock music of the decade. When Hodgson left the band in 1983 after their tour for Famous Last Words, many thought Supertramp would end. Yet Rick carried the torch, releasing more albums with new lineups and keeping the spirit of the band alive until their retirement in 2012. Even though a reunion with Hodgson never happened, both men spoke with respect about each other. Roger once said, "Our ways of life are so different, but I love him." That contrast is what makes Supertramp go round. Outside the spotlight, Rick was known for his resilience, warmth, and his devotion to his wife, Sue, with whom he shared over 50 years of marriage. After his health challenges made it impossible to continue touring with Supertramp, he found joy in performing locally with friends under the name Ricky and the Rockets. It was a humble return to his roots, playing music simply for the love of it. Rick once jokingly described himself as a professional worrier, never fully satisfied with his work, always thinking it could be better. But to the millions who listened, sang along, and found comfort in his songs, Rick Davies had already given the world something extraordinary. His passing has left fans heartbroken, but his music remains timeless. Breakfast in America and Crime of the Century are not just albums, they are cultural milestones, reminders of a golden age of rock. And through them, Rick Davies' voice and spirit will live on for generations to come. As Supertramp themselves wrote in their tribute, Rick's music and legacy continue to inspire many, and bears testament to the fact that great songs never die, they live on. Rest in peace, Rick Davies. A true legend, a voice that defined an era, and a man whose music will never be forgotten. If you've ever been touched by Rick Davies' music, let us know your favorite Supertramp song in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, share it with fellow music lovers, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future tributes and stories. Rick's music will live forever. Let's keep his legacy alive together.